You pull up to a drive-thru. A cheerful voice takes your order. It's fast, it's polite, it doesn't even miss the no pickles. The company calls this artificial intelligence. It isn't. It's a real person in a call center on the other side of the world, listening to your car through a headset and typing every word you say in real time while you think you're talking to a machine. And that drive-thru is not the only place this is happening. Right now, in a kitchen in Missouri, a man is being paid $14 an hour to quietly do a very similar job, making a trillion-dollar company look smarter than it actually is. He is not the only one. Not even close. Over the next 15 minutes, you're going to meet the people hiding behind the curtain. A cashier-free grocery store that wasn't. A billion-dollar app that promised code written entirely by AI. And a small army of American workers doing this labor from their own homes for wages so low that a quarter of them depend on public assistance just to get by. By the end, you'll understand why automated might be the most misleading word in tech right now, and why the people doing this work already suspect they're building their own replacements. To understand how $3 billion companies got away with this, you need to go back almost 250 years to a machine called the Turk. In 1770, a Hungarian inventor unveiled a wooden cabinet with a mechanical man seated behind a chessboard. The Turk played chess, and it won, reportedly against Benjamin Franklin and later Napoleon Bonaparte. Crowds across Europe were convinced they were watching a thinking machine. It was a fraud. Folded inside the cabinet, in a space barely large enough for a human body, sat a real chess master, moving the pieces with magnets. Fast forward to 2005, Amazon launches an online labor platform and names it, quite openly, Amazon Mechanical Turk. The joke is right there in the name. Companies outsource small digital tasks to real people, and their software calls the results automated. Median pay on that platform today is around $1.38 an hour. Some tasks pay a single cent. In 2019, researchers Mary Gray and Siddharth Suri gave this hidden industry a name. Ghost work, labor that fills the gaps. Automation can't close, wrapped in an interface built to make the human invisible. This isn't a fringe industry. The market for labeling and reviewing AI training data was worth roughly $5 billion in 2025, and some analysts expect it to grow 5 to 10 times over by the early 2030s. Behind every one of those dollars is a person, typing, clicking, correcting. And this isn't only happening overseas. It's happening in Missouri, in Virginia. We'll get there. First, the companies. Let's start with the grocery store. In 2018, Amazon opened a store in Seattle with no checkout line at all. Cameras and sensors tracked what you picked up. You just walked out, and a receipt appeared on your phone minutes later. Amazon called it Just Walk Out and pitched it as one of the most advanced applications of computer vision on the planet. For years, the illusion held. Then, in 2024, reporting revealed what was actually running it. Over 1,000 workers in India watching camera footage, manually confirming what customers had taken off the shelves. At times, human reviewers verified the majority of transactions, not the AI. In April 2024, Amazon pulled Just Walk Out from nearly all of its fresh grocery stores in the US, replacing it with smart shopping carts called Dash Carts, technology that notably doesn't pretend to be thinking for you. Amazon says human review had been shrinking year over year as the system improved. Maybe so, but for years, one of the most celebrated AI retail experiences in the country ran on the exact same principle as that 18th century chess automaton, a person doing the real work, while customers were told a machine had done it. The same trick was playing out at drive-thru speakers across the country, and this time, the company had OpenAI's own CEO as an early investor. Picture pulling up to a Del Taco or a Carl's Jr. and hearing a friendly voice take your order. The company behind that voice, Presto Automation, marketed it as one of the most advanced order-taking systems in the industry claiming up to 95% of orders were completed with zero human help. Then Presto filed disclosures with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission that told a very different story. Roughly 70% of its voice orders actually required a human off-site agent, many based in the Philippines, to step in and correct the order in real time, not occasionally, in the majority of cases. By mid-2024, the SEC had opened an investigation into Presto's claims about its own technology. Del Taco dropped its contract. Presto's chief executive officer told investors on an earnings call, "Human agents will always play a role in ensuring order accuracy," a strikingly different pitch from the one used to sell restaurants on cutting staff. What makes this one sting a little more? Presto had touted Sam Altman as an early investor, borrowing the credibility of the biggest name in AI, while human beings on another continent were the actual reason the orders came out right. Presto wasn't a rogue outlier either. A rival called Valiant AI admitted it had used the same kind of human backup before dropping it. Across fast food, what gets marketed as conversational AI often means one thing: low-paid workers abroad listening in real time for a fraction of United States wages. If you think a drive-thru speaker is a small deception, wait until you hear about the billion-dollar company that took this lie all the way to federal court. In 2016, a London startup called Builder.ai launched a product called Natasha, an AI project manager that supposedly let anyone build a custom app the way you would order a pizza. Type in what you want. Natasha writes the code. Investors loved the story. Microsoft invested. So did SoftBank and Qatar's Sovereign Wealth Fund. Builder.ai raised over $400 million and was valued above $1 billion. Then in May 2025, the company collapsed into bankruptcy, and the full picture came out. Underneath Natasha's friendly chat interface were roughly 700 human software engineers in India, manually writing the code clients believed an AI had generated. Former employees say they were told to time their messages to UK business hours, so clients would never suspect a human was on the other end. One honest correction here: a later investigation found the viral 700 engineers faking an entire AI headline was overstated. Builder.ai did have a small, real AI team. The actual fraud uncovered was arguably worse. An audit found the company had inflated its 2024 revenue roughly fourfold, claiming $220 million in sales against a real figure closer to $50 million. Federal prosecutors opened an investigation. Nearly 1,000 employees lost their jobs. Whatever the exact headline, one fact never changed. For years, human engineers did the work a chatbot was marketed as doing. Builder.ai became the case study for a term regulators now use constantly: AI washing. Every story so far happened an ocean away. The next one didn't. In September 2025, the Alphabet Workers Union, representing Google employees, and a labor group called Tech Equity, published a report with a blunt title: Ghost Workers in the AI Machine. It surveyed 160 US-based data workers, and it shattered the assumption that this labor only happens overseas. Remember the man from our opening rating Google's search results for $14 an hour? He has a name: Kern Gill II. He works through a contractor called TELUS, and he told researchers he expects to lose the job the moment Missouri's minimum wage rises high enough to make him unprofitable. Across the full survey, the median wage was $15.23 an hour for a median work week of just 29 hours, about $22,600 a year. 86% worry regularly about paying their bills. 1 in 4 rely on public assistance like food stamps or Medicaid. 22% said they'd experienced homelessness. These are not workers in some distant supply chain. They're rating searches and reviewing AI outputs from home offices in Virginia, Missouri, and dozens of other states for contractors like TELUS, Global Logic, Scale AI, and We Localize. Nearly a quarter are classified as independent contractors, no minimum wage guarantee, no overtime, no workers' compensation. Overseas, the stakes have been darker still. A well-known 2023 investigation found workers in Kenya employed through a San Francisco firm called Sama paid under $2 an hour to review some of the most disturbing material on the internet, training AI to recognize and filter it automatically. More than 100 of those moderators have since reported severe post-traumatic stress. Some are now pursuing legal action in Kenyan courts. So why do companies go to such lengths to hide all of this? That question leads to the most unsettling number in this entire story. Here's the detail that should genuinely unsettle you. In that same 2025 survey, 52% of American data workers said they believe they are training AI systems that will eventually replace other people's jobs. 36% believe they are training the exact system that will replace them. They know. They sit at their kitchen tables, rating search results and correcting chatbot answers, fully aware their own labor is the last ingredient needed to make them unnecessary. And they keep doing it because $15 an hour before tax is still $15 an hour. And here's the twist: nobody in Silicon Valley wants on a billboard. Even with all this labor, a 2026 workplace study found employees now spend over 6 hours a week secretly cleaning up after AI's mistakes. Researchers call it bot sitting. And only 13% of companies say AI has meaningfully improved their results. These workers aren't a temporary bridge to a fully automated future. They are the product. The automation was never finished. It was only ever marketed as finished. Every automated service you've used this year, the chatbot that answered a little too fast, the drive-thru that got your order exactly right, the app built in a weekend, may have had someone real on the other end of it. Underpaid, under pressure, deliberately kept out of sight. The machine you were told to trust is often a curtain, and behind it, more often than the industry wants to admit, is just another person doing a job, in silence, so artificial intelligence can keep sounding a little more magical than it really is. Next time something calls itself fully automated, it's worth asking one question: automated by whom? If this pulled back the curtain for you, there's another video on this channel that goes even deeper into how tech companies quietly bend the truth.